My brother in Christ, you're gonna play.
I dive to frozen waves when the past comes back to
Mute
life.
him.
You have to sing it.
Fight fearful self pain, it was
Sing it.
worth it every time. Oh, I feel like it's we crash, cause we both know how to.
The Cringe by Proxy.
It breaks your glass and I drown in you. Peace of me. I did
Is this what being an ally is like?
chase it relentlessly. Still
There's already something horrible about listening to music off of somebody's cell phone speakers, and it's coming over a microphone over the internet,
Yeah, I know.
and it's literally it makes me want to fucking murder children.
All right, Yimra, come back to us.
I made sure to cut it off.
I'm not going to actually murder any children.
No,
Yet.
no, no. But that song fucks. I know you guys
Sure.
are on a different timeline than me, but when that song was popular in like high school, like junior prom and shit, that song fucked back in the day.
All right.
No,
Well,
I'll
hello,
tell you.
everyone, and welcome
right.
to the altar. Tonight, it's me, it's Max, and it's Yimra. And we're getting a little musical because why the fuck not? So, boys, what'd it do?
It goes
It do.
Damn, that might be the most depressing response for everybody involved. What'd it do? It does. Bro, you fucking good over there? Don't answer that, actually. Don't answer that. I don't want us to be that fucking stream that is on all the other internet sites where they cut off right before you pull a shotgun blast at your head.
yeah, we could have a live leak, whatever. No.
Oh,
it's good,
sweet.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good if none of us kill ourselves, guys.
I think.
The bar's pretty low, but can we not kill ourselves on stream?
Yeah, I think.
Can we promise that? Can we like get like a promise of that? Can we at least low bar?
So anyway,
oh no, we're not
Here's
promising
the
that.
deal.
Okay.
I will never kill myself. If it is said to be a suicide, then I was assassinated. I'm gonna go out a G. Okay, they will have to kill me. All
Word.
right,
Same.
you know.
Same. So I guess one of the things we maybe we're going to talk about, just to jump subjects, because why not? How many of you guys have a gas stove at home?
We're actually replacing our stove. It hasn't been working for like a year. We've just been kind of cooking stuff on the countertop.
Oh, okay.
But you know, you just cook shit in oil and call it a day. It's fucking no big deal.
Word.
So
Wait, I'm sorry.
Be a gas stove
This-
anyways.
This might be a distinction between Yankees and Westerners. When are you saying you're a countertop? What are you saying? A countertop?
The top part of the stove.
The stovetop?
Stovetop, yeah. The countertop has stove stuff on it.
Like a hot plate?
Well,
Are
you
you
know
co-
how
yeah.
when you have the oven and you have stuff on top of it with those discs to have fire coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
those.
stovetop?
Oh, okay.
Stovetop, yeah.
Stovetop.
Yeah.
Okay. The cooktop.
Countertop.
Countertops are
is the whole
counters.
counter I know, but I don't want to use actual words half the
No,
time.
I've been really I think there's a certain cultural / geographic.
No, I'm just fucking stupid.
No, I don't think it's you. I don't think like legitimately, like as I go through Tumblr posts, like I think I saw one from like Aparana Shoy or whatever his name is, and he was like, but like how all of the South heats their homes with wood or with gas stoves, and I'm just like,
Heat the house with
you
a gas
heat your
stove.
fucking like as you don't have a gas stove in your house. That's not the thing that's heating your house. That's a furnace that heats your house.
That may run on gas.
That may run on gas. A stove is a standing item. It is like a piece of furniture.
So would you say the item behind you to your right is exactly what you're talking about?
This is an electric stove. unfortunately.
Kill yourself, okay?
I
All right.
when I
Moving on.
it's what
I'm
came with the
kidding.
place.
I felt too serious. My bad.
Like I just I always prefer to cook on gas. The temperature control is much
Mhm.
better. The energy savings are much better. Like what are you doing when you have an electric stove in most places?
I don't think
You
I think for the average
you
person the difference doesn't matter too much though. There's
no,
just a
but
law. The law itself is just fucking bizarre to pull out of everyone's ass.
well,
Yeah.
here's the deal is like, and I like to be able to just light my stove in a power
Mhm.
outage. That's nice. I have a gas grill
Mhm.
that I can cook on.
Do
Right,
you, I mean, do you have
power
like a
goes out
generator they could use as backup to plug the fucking thing into?
for what?
The stove. You said it's an electric stove.
Yeah, my indoor cooking is electric. I
Mhm.
have a gas grill
Okay.
on my.
So that's what I was saying. Is like you could use a generator though to and cook shit.
That
Also,
would be something.
So I
But no, that's what I'm
guess
getting at with electric stoves. Like, if you're worried about climate change and like emissions and shit like that, what are you doing? You're burning natural gas in a power plant like 30 miles away.
Mhm.
You're pushing electricity down the wires for 30 miles, and then it's heating up an element in your home,
What I
and
think is. Sorry, go
that's
ahead.
like so ridiculously inefficient. Like the amount of natural gas you burn at the power plant relative to heating your food item with electricity versus with gas is so absurd.
See, like I get the idea of overall always trying to find ways to reduce emissions or like toxic shit in the world, whatever. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Um, but one, it's 9 out of 10 times not very fucking convenient and unrealistic to expect everybody to be not only on board, but for it to be easy and to be financially making sense and all this other stuff. Like, listen, the car conversation always comes up. Hybrids, electrics, I don't give a shit about them. Making everybody have to get them eventually down the line, basically, as far as new cars, that's fucking stupid. But having them be more common, I don't give a shit. That's fine. It makes sense. Fucking hybrid, get fucking 50 miles like combined per gallon. That's fucking awesome. Get a fucking Honda Civic Touring with a hybrid, 50 miles per gallon. Yeah, sign me up for that shit. But same thing with the fucking stoves or trying to get everything, powered by fucking wind farms and solar panels. Like, yeah, solar panels have an issue with holding battery, and the sun's not always out. But if they can figure out the storing of the battery shit, okay, that's feasible. That's something that can be figured out in our lifetime. Shit like that.
See, I mean, what I'm looking at for my place is not a generator, but I want to get solar panels and a battery backup. So basically, I'd be off grid at that point
Yeah,
because
and then you could
I
get money back, right? If you have your solar panel energy could be then distributed to like the local region, right? I think there's a whole
yeah,
thing about that.
you can.
yeah, it can happen where you sell electricity back to the grid, but if you have a battery set up with you, I mean, okay, you need an inverter regardless so that you can
Mhm.
send power back up the lines
Yeah.
to get that rebate. But the inverter also to charge your battery at home, so during the night you're running off grid as well.
Mhm.
Is kind of one of the other things. It's about like 15K is what I've seen the price
Yeah,
for that
I was
for
considering
for
doing a
like
solar
my
sales,
size of
but they're all
house.
scumbags.
Well,
The
wait.
solar salesman, not like the actual like industry, like actually buying them and putting
Sure.
them in.
No, salespeople in general, just
Oh yeah, no, I was one. I was, actually I wasn't that bad of a person as a salesman. I was actually pretty nice.
As a
All
salesman,
things
I can
considered.
agree. Most salespeople are like, ugh.
Oh no, there's like most of them are scumbags, but there's like the occasional person he's just there for like the just the sale itself, not the actual like crazy commission because you can just make spins or bonuses for just selling volume. They don't give a shit. Or it's like some old guy who's just kind of like a nice dude. He's just like, you ever seen the Gene Kelly show? And you're like, this dude's adorable. This
Oh,
this 60-year-old gay
I
man
am
or
well,
absolutely
whatever.
here for the commission. I am here to make money. I am not here for the
Well, of
here's the
course
deal
you
with
are.
like solar
Of
though, is
course
like
you are, wouldn't you?
you see these like houses getting set up for solar and they're putting in the fucking panels on like the north side of the roof.
Yeah.
And it's like at an angle tilted away from the sun and shit like that. And you're like, who's fucking like messing with these people at this rate? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you if you just set that panel up in the yard at the correct angle, like it'd be 5 times as efficient and stuff like that. So those guys are scumbags, and like legitimately, there. I remember back in my old
I think it just
hometown.
makes the property look less ugly to have a bunch of panels in your backyard than on your roof, which already is pretty,
Yeah, your roof's your roof. I get that. I'm saying like
as well as like
legitimately, I've seen these neighborhoods where it's like a solar neighborhood, and the developers like, oh, we're gonna make every house comes with solar panels, right? Like this is a thing out west, at least, or around where I am. And so like these developers do like a solar neighborhood, and there's two things that are immediately wrong with it, which is they're not setting up the streets on an east-west axis so that all the homes are east-west oriented, because you want passive heating from the sun in the south, and all you got to do is plant some deciduous trees in the summertime. The leaves block the sun in the summer, and you have automatic shade, and so it's passively cooled in the summer. You almost don't need cooling. And then in the wintertime, all the leaves fall off. You've got direct sun into all the windows on the houses that are, rectangularly oriented east-west, so that there's a big face to the south. That passive heating from the sun heats them up. Immediately that they're not doing that, you're just like, oh, you're full of shit, because that passive heating automatically makes the house like the bill like half or a third of what it would be otherwise. And then on top of that, if you have this house that's rectangularly oriented north south, so it's long ways north south, and you've got solar panels on both sides, first of all, you're doubling the amount of panels that you need. It's
Max, real
fucking
quick.
stupid. Yeah.
Matt says, Max, you don't have to be so close to the mic, homie.
Am I?
You
not
sound
that loud for
fine.
me.
You
Yeah.
sound fine, honestly. Like,
I mean, maybe over the stream it sounds like I'm really loud.
no, you sound good, dude. Like,
Fuck it. Be
Matt,
loud.
you
Shove
know
that thing
what?
down your throat.
Why
Duck it
don't
right
Matt?
now.
Why don't you come on here and you give us some tips?
Yeah, give us some tips.
I'll show you a fucking tip. I could fit this whole fucking mic down my throat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You want to
All
see
right.
that?
All right,
Actually,
Stuttering
yes.
Stanley,
Fuck
shove
you.
it down. Yeah.
Ben, turn
Duck
your
it.
mic up. Sure, I'll turn my mic up. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll just undo my jeans real
So-
quick and let you do your thing.
Perfect.
No, there's so like basically 1 in 4 homes is properly built in America. That they should be oriented the correct direction. Like if you were looking at an old farmhouse that was built in the 1800s before electric power, basically, they're all built to be passive solar homes. And at least if the person building them was moderately intelligent, because like, yeah, you want big windows to the south. That's or the southeast at least. And so nowadays we're looking at okay. Matt just texted me. Now we're looking at all this fucking solar development, and they're putting shit on like east facing roofs, and I fucking hate it. It
But the
drives me
sun
crazy.
rises in the east, so you can get the solar rays.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to I got a perfectly south facing roof, and I want to put some solar panels on it and get a battery backup, and I'll be off of the grid. I'm not buying it. Don't buy it from the power company. Buy it for yourself when you're doing this, folks at home, because the
everyone
power
who has a
company can
disposable income of
remotely shut it off and
$15,000.
steal your power and shit like that. In Colorado alone, all these people have these fucking smart thermostats installed by their power company, and they're like, "Oh, you get a rebate. It's like $15 a month." Guess what? You can't fucking set your own thermostat in the summer because it's 100 degrees out, and you can't set it below 85
Oh
because
no.
the power company says there's too much load. Buy your own thermostat, buy your own panels for yourself. Sorry? Oh yeah,
Give
big
them a
one.
real
yeah.
load. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really, really fucking spray it on the power company by
Regardless,
cooking.
cooking with gas is
Based.
nature's superior way. It is the way Hank Hill and civilization
And
should
many of
cook
his
food.
forebears.
No Chase says I sound fine. Throat goat Max. Thank you.
Yeah, so how about you like prove it and like just Gizzy
My Nancy
gobbling
Reagan?
that shit. Gizzy, glizzy gobbling that shit right now, dog.
You're Kamala Harris.
All right, not
Oh,
far.
boy.
Not far enough, but okay. I mean, it's a start. It's a start.
It's kind of
To be fair,
wider.
I'm about 1/3 of that, but I'll take it.
Oh wow.
Literally, like I said, 1/3. Let's relax. Smaller. 1/3 is
Uh,
smaller.
Okay.
It doesn't work, by the way. It's like an old Kia Forte. You can start it up, but it's not going to keep going. You got to start putting new shit in it. Just burns oil, so to speak. And it drips a lot.
You drift like a Vietnam vet sometimes.
I drift or drip? Because I
Drift.
drip a lot.
You
Oh,
always have drip, but you drift.
that's true. This is true. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. But yeah, dude, you drift like a Vietnam vet. Like you're just like going into tangents. Like, and this one time I had to service a Kia, and they made me fuck the muffler, and it was awful.
It burned my dick off. I don't
It
know why I'm
burned
an
my dick
1800s
off.
Victorian gentleman, but
I do deeply need Reginald to get some marmalade and let me play in the
Trying to keep
sauna
a bean
pit.
on the belt so that you don't have an onion on the shoe, okay?
Ew.
listen, don't pay no never mind to my southern ways, but can a gentleman like me possibly find some DMT this wonderful event? Where's like a rag? Where's like a
Now, I
comedic
might
rag?
just be a southern lawyer, but I do say if you have some ayahuasca available for me tonight,
I might
I would
just be
very
a-
kindly partake.
I might just be a humble southern lawyer, but don't pay no never mind to my miscreants and tasteless approach to what I may be asking for you, but I'm inclined to question if you possibly may have some crystal fucking meth out here. I'm sweating like a nun and a prostitute trying to convince each other about our lifestyles. And oh, don't pay no never mind to my sweating. It's quite awfully hot in here, and I do need to parch my thirst with a quench of lemonade. But what I could really go for is some crystal fucking meth. And if you have that, I'd be inclined to let you reap the rewards of a financial contribution to your livelihood. Could you possibly regale me with any kinds of substances you may or may not have, good gentlemen?
I might be just
That was excellent.
a simple member of the Irish Republican Army.
We just do
really here's the
racist bits
deal.
against different groups of people, but they're all
As
white,
I'm
so it's fine.
fearlessly fighting against British imperialism. Oh God, I'm fucking this up so bad.
That was pretty good too.
As I fight against British imperialism, what I need, what I desperately want, deep inside of me, is suppository quaaludes. The only way to take the edge off while I'm shooting my Armalite.
Are we just doing like script readings, like an
I don't
audition
know what's
for
going
like
on.
just characters who are trying to buy drugs?
I have no
Just
idea.
different
This
caricatures.
is fantastic.
Ben,
Oh.
can you do one? Can you do a good accent of any kind that doesn't come off as completely cringe, just somewhat cringe?
Oh God, well,
Like still funny without being like, oh, it's just racist, dude.
right now, honestly, probably not.
Nah, just be you're yourself. You're probably trying to buy fucking DMT or grow to some shit. You fucking
what would be like an Israeli or like New York Jew accent or something?
I
like
don't.
that?
the one I would do would just not be really respectful sounding. I think it never
There's-
sounds like
Why would
there's
you be
people who talk like
respectful
that.
towards an Israeli? I mean, you already pay him like $5,000 a year.
It's true.
Fucking be rude to you for that price.
Actually, Yimra, since you still live in the state of New York, you are
Yeah.
actually like in indentured servitude for Israel secretly.
Whoa! My forebearers had deal with that. Actually,
Yeah.
they didn't.
The Irish side, they didn't have to deal with that. Thankfully, they came right after that shit ended.
Right, but I'm saying you do. You are an indentured Jewish servant to Israel.
What are you saying, like to Cuomo or Hochul or whatever?
No, to just like the state of Israel is completely subservient to Israel. The state of New York is completely subservient to, yeah.
To Israel, like they want. Is it like illegal to do like a boycott, divest?
I think so.
Movement?
Like,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure yes.
There's a few like Republican states that are like that.
I think Florida's
Too.
one.
Well, that love is
Yeah, I
Republicans
fucking
love Israel.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fucking smoke DeSantis's pipe, but like,
Dude, I don't think he's gonna run in 2024.
I honestly I don't see it either.
Like he
Okay,
just
but Hava Nagila as a song kind of fucks, so I'll say that much.
doesn't.
Give them a bone, so to speak. Throw them a little bit of credit.
All right.
It's a good song. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak Hebrew. I
No,
want to know
you
Yiddish.
said it right. It's just like okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is he saying?
It's got a good rhythm. It's a good rhythm.
It's like
it
walking
builds
up
up.
to just like a random black person and going, "Hey man, I love Key and Peele. Like, you want to hang out?" Like,
No, I was just thinking about because I was watching. I think I was trying to remember the name of like that song. I was like, "What's that song that's like associated with like Hebrew and Judaism?" I was like, "Oh, it's that." I literally just put Jewish music because I couldn't remember the name. I knew YouTube would give me exactly what I was looking for. I was correct. Fucking Hava Nagila. No, it's so catchy. Like, listen, sometimes you got to banger so hard that if you Google entire religion's song, you get fucking one result, and it's it's just a banger.
Well, I mean, if you do Christian song,
Well, you might get Christian rock, which fucking usually sucks so much.
usually sucks. Yeah.
Usually sucks so fucking much. Like it's
What was that
embarrassing.
early 2000s? Like
There was a band that was actually not half bad. That was like popular.
the
at one
girl
point.
fronted like rock, metal, like new metal outfit, and
I
it was
can't.
secretly Christian rock, and you're just like, I didn't find
You
out.
just don't. You don't realize it until you like
Evanescence.
read the lyrics like on like a sheet of paper, and you're like, oh shit, it's about Christ or something.
It's like, yeah, is this about like having sex in an indiscreet location, or is it about Jesus?
Oh,
And
I
usually
dropped
the
my
lyrics are
remote.
about the same.
Sorry, I shut something up my ass. If I put in Islam music, let's see what the first result is.
I
'Cause now
love
I'm curious.
Mahmoud Awad.
So we
Dodger
got
Bendy.
Sorim Dikhad. I don't know how to pronounce Arabic. I would love to actually. Must listen. Islamic call to prayer. Most beautiful adhan.
Oh boy, Yummer converts
Fucking
to Islam.
Mahmoud.
Here we go.
Nasheed. Al-Klav. Kulav. Sarim. All the Arabic I know is from fucking like nothing to be proud of. How did Hoser Take Me to Church show up as like the fifth fucking video?
Flyleaf.
Music is what?
Flyleaf was the band I was thinking of.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They have
Let's
that.
play the top results of Islam music. I'm just fucking hands.
All Around Me. That's their top song. I'm So Sick. That's another banger they've got.
Is this... Look how this one's able to play so far from the mic. The word of Allah is stronger. So strong, it defies the mic.
Wow.
Wait, so okay, there was like this. I know I'm fucking weird and like obscure about my music tastes, but like there was like this download album that was circulating in the early 2000s called Chic to the Future by an artist called Mahmoud Awad.
That sounds really familiar.
It was rumored to be teleported to the past from the year 2070s. And that it was like the future of like Arabic techno, basically.
Okay, I kind of want to believe that because that sounds really fucking awesome.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds sick as fuck, actually.
And so, like, it's a fucking Chic to the Future. I gotta look it up now.
Chic to the Future.
Future is separated.
Is it chic or seek?
Chic, like the Prince title.
Oh, okay. I've really been wanting to get more, learn more about like just some other cultures, mostly like Middle Eastern ones, because I don't give a shit about fucking Europe. I don't give a shit. I don't want to learn about Spain or France. Who gives a fuck? I don't know enough shit about fucking why Saudi Arabia exists. I have no idea. Watching the video, I'm more confused. All these names popping up, different tribes. I don't fucking know. I want to know. And also, Arabic seems like a fun language to learn and probably pretty useful. I'm not gonna become Islamic though because they don't want to eat pork, so kind of like eating, sliced ham.
Pork's great. So. Also, alcohol, like that.
Alcohol, yeah. I mean, there's a certain group of Islam that actually does allow for alcohol. I forgot the name of it, and I'm going to now Google it because Islamic
Here, can you
sect
guys
that
see? Can you see
allows
the album thing? Can you share
alcohol.
that as
Sharing.
well?
Oh, geez.
Supposedly Hanafi, understanding of Sharia not only
Wait, can you
permitted,
guys
it
hear it?
appears in both.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. There's another section.
Stream go. Don't show me this again. I'm not gonna give him a reason to actually click on.
Yeah, that
I
just
just want
sounds
to
like
rate
shit.
that content.
It's the music of the future, don't you know?
Ugh,
Excuse me.
ugh, awful.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Okay, I got Cora of all places gives me a really fun answer. About alcohol because I know there's a certain specific sect. It's like a really small one supposedly. Outside of like how like Catholics or Jews will like kind of make a pass on like tattoos or certain things where it's like, yeah, like we're probably sinning, but we're not gonna go to hell. We'll just repent and like take the L.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a quote of that. I mean, like a lot of Western Islamic people pretty much just drink alcohol anyways. They'll probably still not eat pig. I know that was the case for a good friend of mine from like my schooling days, where like he would drink, and so would his father, who was a hardcore like person from Pakistan. Like they drink, they just wouldn't eat pig. But anyways, based on my limited knowledge of most branches, blah blah, they stated in the Quran that it should not be approached. It should not be drank. The Prophet of Allah saw it should not be drank. There's no branch of Islam worthy of mention will go against this clear religious injunction. Allah knows best. Just before, God, I love when you have like Catholics or like Christians or Jews answering like religious questions. They can sometimes be hardcore, but there's some raw power about Islamic answers to like religious questions. There's a lot more of a strange confidence that hits different. Let's see.
See,
Oh
I
wait.
like. I kind of am drawn though to like the Sikh and the like orthodox views on religion, which is to say like there's no absolute truth, but as long as like you really strive to be the greatest person you can be, knowing that you're flawed still.
That's like all religions is always like basically striving to be the best person, just in different flavors of what is seen as best, right? I mean, if you want to
Well,
really
this
like
this
offensively
this
get
is
down to
where
brass tacks.
I fucking like miss me with like the apologist like creationist shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at this point, like you're trying to develop a complete like world building like story. And at that point, like you're going beyond just saying like, oh, it's important to know that like we have a creator, to like, oh, everything specifically has to be intelligent design or creationism. And at a certain point, like if you are like if you believed your own evidence about that kind of stuff, like this is no longer a faith-based argument. This is if they believed their own evidence to the degree that like they purport to have like creationist evidence against like evolution or um, plate tectonics or anything like that, then like they would be you're not operating in faith anymore. You're like you're making a Christian science or a predetermined science argument. So it's not really a faith anymore at that point. That's where like science is supposed to operate, is like, oh, we're going off the best evidence that we've got right
You're
now.
working with the best you got until you update it. Then we're working with the best we got, and then that kind of cycle.
Right, and it's not even a faith thing. It's like we're skeptically saying that this seems right.
Yeah.
Um, so like I feel like as a religious person, you should differentiate between like there is a word for faith, and it does mean something in the English language through many languages, which is to say, it is belief without evidence. Like it is a belief you have due to your internal soul. Basically, that's the way faith should operate.
Wow, that's a really really deep and philosophical and a very interesting statement that you made there. I'm going to retort with something that I think is just as relevant. Is that we haven't talked about Grimace, and it's Grussy. I know you just talked about religion and science and faith and what they all mean, and I genuinely, that was good and all, but we got Grimace in that fat fucking Rumpelstiltskin looking ass coochie right there, and we just haven't really had many thoughts. And what the fuck is he doing? He's getting like eggs out.
He's just let him be. Just continue.
I don't know what he's doing anymore. I'm just so curious.
Just continue.
But I forgot the other bit I was going to add to Grimace recently. I really forgot. I'm generally trying to remember what other weird random creature deserves to be sexualized for literally no fucking reason other than it's fucking hilarious. He's getting alcohol.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know why he opened like a carton of eggs or whatever the fuck that was. It looked like a carton of eggs or like that styrofoam thing you get with like your skirt steaks and some other cuts of meat where they put on that styrofoam thing and the saran wrap around it.
Yeah.
With the expiration date sticker on it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
God, he looks about 6 foot tall, give or take.
Yeah.
He's like Scandinavian. He's got to be like 6'1", 6'2", right?
Ask him when he comes back.
I'm Italian. I'm Southern Italian, so the height thing is a real mixed bag for us fuckers,
So how tall are you? You remember what are you like 5'4"?
5'10".
Oh, good.
All for right. Now, I put some boots on, get a little extra height going. I get that Al Pacino syndrome and start kind of shrinking down a little bit, but I still have that energy.
That's okay.
So listen, Al Pacino did not age well, and he still fucks. There's no way that man is not currently doing a load of coke and banging fucking any woman that would want him, because Al Pacino is a man whore, and I love him. He deserves everything, although he does have ugly kids, which is really upsetting because Al Pacino is attractive in his own way, and I really respect that. But his kids are, I'm sure they're good kids, but man, that sucks. No one's got that beautiful charm.
Al Pacino, what else?
Listen, Al, if there was ever a chance in hell that Al ever watched this, I realized that I'd probably just ruin any chance of him ever signing any shit, because I don't really care much for autographs.
I actually whip your ass. That's what he's gonna do.
That's okay. Al Pacino could literally murder me in front of my family, and I'd be okay with it. But that being said, I literally only have one singular autograph that I used to own one by Buzz Aldrin as well. I have no idea where that went. It's probably worth a lot of money. I should probably find that.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, it was fucking sick. And then I have one of the actor Joseph. I don't know how to say his name. Ganiscoli, maybe. That's a G in there. The guy who played Vito in The Sopranos. I have his autograph.
Aww.
He's the one who was gay. Tony, obviously, I can't get one from Tony. He's not alive, and those things are probably worth a fortune. And I don't want to, go on my way to buy autograph shit. I don't believe in that. But if I have the opportunity to get an autograph, it's a different story.
Yeah,
I have the one. Hey, so how tall are you, anyways? What, 6 foot? 6'2"?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about 6 foot.
All right, about 6 foot. Okay, 5'11" and 3/4 ass over here.
I mean, literally, yeah. What? Am I the only guy with a pet out of us?
There's a large puppy that does not come to the third floor, and the ducks, which we recently got.
Right, you have ducks.
So we recently, one of the ducks got fucking just murdered, straight up died, murdered from a raccoon. Really, really sad, honestly. So we only have one duck left, and you can't have a duck by itself. It's just not healthy for them. So we got 2 ducklings. Who once they're grown up enough, they'll start actually hanging out with the duck proper. So you have to let them kind of grow with each other. If you have the other duck, it might be confusing because of like the fact that it hasn't raised. It's a weird social thing with ducks. I don't understand it. That when they got for the breeder, I'm sure they
duck
told
sociology.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but we got the ducks and we have the new puppy because both dogs have died within the last like year and a half.
2 years now. So
Dude, I had another friend, and he had adopted like two. Well, okay, they were golden retrievers. I don't know what breed you got, but he got like a golden retriever puppy. It died within like 6 months of just like some
Jesus.
fucking fucked up
See, a
genetic
dog dying
shit.
is so much sadder than a duck dying, but ducks dying is still so fucking sad.
And then okay, yeah, it was just the one puppy, and then he got another. They got another golden retriever, which I would have been like, man, I'm burned on fucking genetic disorders within golden retrievers at this
I
point.
don't care for they're cute dogs, but I would never want to go and retriever.
Yeah,
they're like
they do a
great
lot for
family
me.
dogs, but I'm
Which
I
no,
like the
it makes sense
terriers,
for
like
them
the
because
poodle
they've got like
mixes,
3 kids, right? So
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense. But oh my god, oh wait, they have 3 kids and a fucking dog died 6 months in.
Oh,
no, yeah, they're like little
Oh,
kids too. They're like
oh,
they're like
are they like?
4, 5, and 6,
Oh, so they're
basically.
able to conceptualize death now. Oh, that
they
And
sucks.
finally got the puppy and then it died.
they got the
Oh,
puppy, and then it fucking died 6 months
God,
in.
that's gonna that's some therapy shit.
But
Like right now, I want to go to a
the new
therapist and
dog,
talk about just imagining that. Jesus
the
Christ.
new dogs made it like for like a year and a half. So that's
Oh well, not knock on wood, it doesn't fucking die. Jesus Christ.
yeah. No,
God, that's so fucking sad.
the other like
Jeez.
weird genetic thing I've had happen to somebody's dog I know was my mom's ex-boyfriend had a boxer, and like it was like 12, 14 months old, and it fucking had a heart attack and died.
Oh no. Why are we talking about
It's
dead
like,
dogs, dude? Fuck this conversation. Back to Grussy or something.
yeah. All right,
okay.
John Wick, educate us about the Grussy.
Well,
It's
here's
pretty
the thing
fucking
about a
good. It's
really
got
a
that
nice
McDonald's fry
Rusty.
oil.
You need to get some good tallow, okay? And you got to warm it up against your own body, okay? I'm talking about you take a Ziploc bag and you duct tape it to your inner thigh, and you walk
Yeah.
around all day, and you let that tallow get to perfect body temperature, okay, in that
Yeah.
Ziploc bag. Next, you're gonna pour it. You're gonna pour it. You want to take a potato, okay? You're gonna cut out a little lip surface into it, okay? Maybe you wanna take a little fork and just texture it, all right? Because I like a little texture. And then you're gonna take your room temperature tallow that was taped to your inner thigh, all right? You're just gonna take a dip in that, all right? And then you can go straight into the potato.
Yeah. Have you ever considered not saying something? So you talked about faith and religion and the the divine trust that you give into others. And I'm not a religious expert. I mean, I'm Roman Catholic by birth. I at one point was interested in other religions, not in the sense of like being a part of them fully, but that
No,
being
I
said,
was
if
I was
there is
seriously
a hell,
considering
you're
Islam
going
for a
to it for
while.
that, you motherfucker.
Wait, what was it?
What?
I totally
Don't
guessed
worry.
what you just.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're all good.
Okay.
I'm repenting for my shit. I don't know. Actually, I haven't repented in years. I don't even know how many fucking Hail
Don't you need to go
Marys.
to confession, or
Yeah, no, I
you
gotta
just
go. I gotta go to
repent?
confession and repent proper under Roman Catholic Church shit.
All right, Yimmer, that's your homework assignment for the next podcast. Go to
No, the
confession.
fuck, I ain't doing that shit right now, bro.
Come on, man.
I can't.
Come
I
on.
can't be doing.
Wait,
I can't be doing therapy and going to church,
Sure you can.
bro. I
if
gotta.
you went to confession, do you have to like say like I think I've individually like committed sodomy like 500 times, or like
What
what do you
will
say?
happen is that you should probably have a rosary with you at that point, considering what I'm gonna have to probably do. And they're gonna tell you to go around the rosary. Probably in my case, I don't even know. Like, I'm not even like trying to do a bit. Like, no, I'm not wrong. It's just been so long and so much shit has piled up over the years. It's not like I live a boring life in the sense that I don't do what would be a sin against God, probably consistently, not on a daily basis, but enough of the extremes that I'm definitely going to have to repent for a lot. It's gonna be pretty time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how many Hail Marys you can fucking do before your throat gives out, but you'll know the day I do it because it's like,
Well, Yimmer, your throat hasn't
know.
given out yet, so.
I gotta repent about that shit too, dog.
Oh boy. Well,
So, what about monasticism? Would you consider becoming a Carmelite monk in the Menetesi monastery in
That
Wyoming?
that sounds fucking miserable. That sounds so awful. I think I'd rather drink lighter fluid. I won't be honest. I don't know what that is, but it sounds so dreadful and disgusting. And also, being a monk involves not having sex, which I don't have anyways. Obviously,
so you're already
um,
there.
I'm already there, but I don't want to be there permanently. Wearing one of them robes with the fucking bald spot, so God got no hair. What was this? What are we doing here? What's this going on?
Oh,
Is this some
I'm
CIA fucking thing?
summoning
Oh,
my cat.
okay. I thought you were trying to send some type of signal so the SWAT team would come in here and fuck me. You
Yeah,
know,
they're gonna.
SWAT guys in tactical gear take their pants down, just absolutely ruin me.
Oh
As
my god.
I'm it's just anything to not go to jail, and they say anything, and I'm like, yeah, anything, and then they start getting real creative, and
Where's the Grussie
So,
factor?
I mean, I guess I can start this discussion on the podcast, but I should go back into the Discord too and ask this. I'm thinking about selling all my ARs,
Really?
all of them.
all of them,
Why?
Why is that?
except my 22. Um, so I kind of want to build. I have a 308 set me rifle. Okay, it's 18-inch barrel, and then I have a 16-inch barreled 5.56 AK. That's like a good carbine. And then I want to build like a BRN 180 PDW in 300 black.
Hmm.
And then the thing I'm most broken up about is thinking about selling my pistols
Why
because I
why such a volume just to make up for all the other? I mean, as long as you
so right
have
now
what, like
I
two
have
or
a 20-inch
three.
AR, I have a 16-inch AR, and I have a 10.5-inch AR. And like, what I don't know. There's nothing inherently fun or interesting about any of these guns comparative to my AK,
Mhm.
but like
I
I
mean,
want
it
to keep
seems
them all
like
the
you should
time.
probably just keep one.
Yeah, keep the 20-inch.
Yeah. And
The
I
20?
mean, don't sell all of your pistols. I'm assuming you're not actually
No,
going
no,
to,
no.
but I would
I
say
mean,
keep three at the very least.
I want to
Seems like a reasonable.
sell. Well, I want to like I switched to the dark side, and I think I want to switch to all Glocks.
Really?
Understandable. Yeah, no, that's understandable.
I
I've always been a big fan.
I want to sell my 229, or I'm thinking I should sell my 229
Mhm.
and get a Glock 20, and
Okay.
then
Not 26.
well, I've already got a 43X that
Oh,
blows their shit out of a 26. So,
okay. All right, new
and then
school. Fucking
and then
assholes.
get like either an 19 and a 20 basically.
Mhm.
So 19 like a full size 9mm, get like a threaded barrel for it and optic and stuff, and then like the 20 10mm. I live in Wyoming and need to kill bears maybe at some point.
At that point, get a 4570, the flex on bears.
No, it's a handgun, bro.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I just heard killing bears. So That being said, it'd be pretty.
I
Actually, they
mean, a
did make 4570
4570 will do
pistol.
it.
A 4570 pistol does exist, but anyone who fires that is probably just trying to
Talking about
commit
like the
self harm.
Taurus.
And what?
Is that the Taurus pistol?
No, it's like some big, like a 4570, like the proper long cartridge and everything. It's like a big
So
fucking revolver
the
that like some
Taurus
college
pistol you're
students are
talking
fucking
about is
with.
the Taurus Judge, which is like either 410 or 45
Oh, it's a
like
weird
Elsie.
shotgun, flare gun
There
looking
Oh
pistol.
is
yeah, it's
so the
like a
guy I
long, like
used to work for when I worked at Ready Gunner had a custom revolver made in 4570 by BFR, and it had like a literally like a
But the
3 or
thing was
4
like
inch
fucking
barrel.
huge. I know. Forgotten weapons. The
isn't
fucking list they have.
4570 a bottleneck case slightly?
I think so.
Got a little.
I
So in a revolver, how does that fucking
I
work?
don't
Like,
know. Hold on.
well, someone figured it out. Some brilliant fucking mind made a gun that literally no one should ever use.
I mean, like
That's
I could see like a double barreled like Howda style pistol.
Oh no,
In
it's not a bottleneck
4570.
cartridge actually.
It's straight wall.
it's just like a
Straight
thin
wall.
little guy. Yeah, it's a thin little guy with this little like a little bolt on the end, but the fucking length of it is like basically something akin to this
Well, it's a
almost.
45, right? Like it's
The
nearly
4570
half.
though, it's fucking little end bit, and then the fucking thing's just a long fucking shell full of fucking powder. I still want to get like a remanufacture of those the trapdoor Springfield rifles, like a remanufacture, so I can actually put real 45-70 rounds in it, not like the old shit.
I
Smokeless
want
or
to
some
do.
fucking nonsense.
Ooh,
Those would be
I
smokeless
fun.
want to pick up
4570 fucks. If you guys have ever seen the fucking movie Wind River
Mhm.
Great movie. Yeah,
with
the
Jerry
repeater. Yeah,
Rimmer,
he has a
he's
repeater. I
he's
almost bought one of those.
yeah, he's got the it's the I gotta look this up now.
It's the one where you have to feed the shit at the very end of the barrel, like the old fucking repeaters.
Oh, it's a Henry.
I think so. So at least the one that
It's got the Kingsgate. So yeah, it's the side loader. Okay, so the FBI and the cops all carry Glock 17s. The private security guys carry Smith and Wesson 1911s. There's a USP. There
Yeah.
is a super. Okay, so
They're
Jeremy
figuring
Renner's character carries a super Black Hawk from Ruger. It's a single action pistol, which is like I don't know, bro. Like I've
well,
never.
he's
Oh,
he's like
actually, I should say I live in Wyoming. I've seen a dude carry a single action pistol. At the
he's
fucking
supposed to be like
grocery
he's
store.
supposed to be like part
I'm
of the
like,
wilderness
I've never
department
seen
of the
anybody
reserve.
carrying a fucking single action pistol, and then I was like, oh shit, I actually
Yeah,
live in Wyoming.
he's
People
supposed to be
still
part of
carry
like
single
the
action.
was it like the wildlife preservation of like the reservation
He's
area or
a
something like
he's a
that.
fish and game
Yeah, like a wildlife
warden.
something.
He has to kill animals that kill livestock, basically.
Yeah.
So
So
he's
that
got a
kind of makes sense.
Marlin.
Yeah.
He's got a Marlin 1895, which is it's in 4570, and that gun fucks so much. It's got the
Yeah,
laminate
I
stock. It's got the like stainless barrel and action and stuff like that. And
it's the one that's meant for like heavy duty weather outdoorsy shit, right? Like that's the one. Because I remember I almost bought a 45-70 repeater because I was like, it was like when the pandemic started. I was like, no one's gonna buy one of these. I want one of them because I was interested in them. I think they're cool to shoot.
dude.
I was so wrong. Those things were bought out fucking too. Everything was bought out except for like military shit and fucking used bolt actions during the pandemic. So I just bought a bunch of 12 gauge and called it a day.
Yeah. No, they show him. Are you guys like this? Are you ever on imfdb.org?
Yes,
Occasionally.
they have a weapons database one, but it's so fucking full of like viruses. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
No, yeah, I don't know about that one, but the Internet Movie Firearms Database.org is
Yeah, that's what I'm
usually
talking
pretty
about.
good.
I every time I get on there, man, there's always some glitchy shit is going on.
You got an ad block or what?
I usually got an ad blocker running on my computer. On my phone, I have it on and off. It really depends. Some of these apps, they get fucking. You do an update on your phone, and you're kind of fucked. You gotta get like hold of the app that figured it out. You know. There's like pop ups and shit. It's usually a lot of ads bullshit that just does more than it should. But beside the point, what you're saying.
Oh, I'm just saying the Marlin 1870 or 1895. I gotta look that gun up because it looks like a Henry action.
To be fair, most repeaters all look the fucking same unless you're autistic or love westerns. Let's be honest. From a layman's, let's say from a layman's eye.
No, yeah. To the average viewer, like they have
Yeah.
no idea.
Even
that
if you're a
there's any
gun, even if
difference
you're somewhat
between
of a
any of
gun
these.
guy, like a repeater is kind of like already built in such a way that like really the visual differences are not very much outside of like, oh, the shape of is a bit different on this one. Or instead
Well,
of
yeah, like is
brass, it
somebody
makes
gonna
me
care if
have
it's a
an issue.
tilting? Yeah, the viewer doesn't care that it's a tilting versus a rotary action.
Yeah.
That's it's like
The average
what is
person who's
gonna.
getting a repeater is getting it because it's a cowboy gun and it's cool,
Yeah,
which is fair.
except this isn't necessarily like a cowboy gun. The 1890s were not really cowboy.
Well, that's
era
where we get to my
either.
discussion of it's most historians agree about 1890s when the Wild West is officially dead, even though the last bank rob the last no, the last train robbery was in 1899, I want to say, or 1898. Like the rest like cowboy one, but like you can argue the Wild West didn't really die out until like the 1911, 1912, like early 19th century. I'm sorry, early 20th century. You
The
almost
last
argue further
major
on that, you know.
attempted train robbery was 1937 on a Southern Pacific Railroad westbound Apache Limited out of El Paso.
I'm gonna kill
Two
myself.
young I just reading. I thought you were right when you were saying this. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
like, I
that's
want to look this up.
I remember reading that somewhere. Oh, well, I guess I have to kill myself. I've been proven wrong, and therefore I'm retarded.
We knew that.
As far as the internet goes, I have to kill myself now. Was the last bank robbery? Was it something? Maybe it was some weird other historical like cowboy shit. I'm trying to remember, but I'm probably just wrong straight up either way. I'll take it. Fuck it. But I mean, yeah, you could argue the West, the historically like the Wild West as like a concept, pretty much died by 1890 with
No, basically,
Wounded
yeah, it was
Knee.
all fenced in. All the ranches got fenced in. All the water rights got made. All
Basically,
the
all of
railways had been laid.
modern U.S. was pretty much like was mapped out in the sense of like cartography. I think is like another reason that Wounded Knee kind of ended like the conflict of natives, even though that also still kept going on afterwards. That was just like the last death cry of the U.S. committing heinous, disgusting, irreprehensible fucking crimes against people as usual.
I think yeah, there was no pretending that it was a war against the Native Americans at that point. At that
Yeah,
point,
well, I mean, to be fair,
there might be an insurgency at that point. There might be
yeah. I mean, it
rebellions
was a
and
massacre from the
insurrections.
fucking start, pretty much. I mean, you get once you get to like the mid 1800s or early 1800s, it was just massacring, and then the natives would win some battles because of course they would, because that's how war works. They got to win sometimes, and then just eventually, death kept knocking on the fucking door of a people to the point that, I mean, they are obviously around still, but a shame what happened and what is going on now in some cases. I'm sure to certain people of the Native community may be able to argue like there still is a pride and everything like that still going on, which is true. So like the festivals and all the cultural stuff going on, but it is a reference to what has happened in the last 500 plus years, give or take. And there's always that fucking retarded ass argument, like, well, the natives were fighting each other, so it's okay that we murdered the shit out of them. It's like, no, I don't think that's the same argument. That's like coming with a tank against Napoleon and saying that's fair, or like justify to then murder those civilians all for funsies. Like, you're supposed to be better than that. If you're so civilized, you're supposed to be better than, I don't know, maybe murdering innocent people and burning them alive and raping them. I don't know. Crazy thought.
What's the fun of
That
that,
said,
though?
Oh no, I'm better than that. So I don't if I'm winning something, I don't usually burn their villages and rape their women and give them AIDS blankets or whatever the fuck they did back in the day.
That's fair.
I think that's a pretty reasonable. I think that's a pretty reasonable stance. Is to say that that us killing the natives is not the same as other natives killing each other. Just through the scale of how awful we were to them as well by putting them in the fucking camps and walking them down trails where they suffered. Like, it doesn't matter that they did that to each other. Like that's irrelevant. Like, if you're going to try to make that a point, like, oh, we're just as bad as them. Okay, but we also were worse because we depopulate all of them.
Well, it's like no, we would exploit like a pre-existing conflict, like the Shoshone versus the Crow.
early on it was a little
and
more
the
different in that sense, yeah.
Apache versus the Navajo or etc. And then we'd like hire one side to be on our side, just pay them
I
out
think
the
there is a
ass.
better argument for earlier times where like the conflicts were less just straight up fucking like evil fucking cartoon villain level shit. Whereas it's more of like, okay, we'll make a deal with you guys. You kill these guys who are on that side, and we let you do your thing.
No, here's the thing. It's complete full spectrum dominance, as Alex Jones would describe, where you actually play your enemies off of each other to fight. And so we were hiring the natives as mercenaries against each other to fight a war against each other over some basic grievance that they would have settled over, some peace pipes in a diplomatic marriage or whatever. And we would pay them to propagate the war. This is exactly what's happening in Ukraine right now.
Oh, I thought I was thinking more about like the French Indian War and stuff like that, where it's more.
Oh,
like,
I'm talking about.
No, you're talking
West,
about like more interesting shit, actually. So yeah, that's the only reason I was thinking
so
like the way I was thinking.
we the U.S. Cavalry hired Chief Washakie of the Shoshone, the Eastern Shoshone at least, to be the scouts for the U.S. Cav in Wyoming territory. It was just a territory at that point. And they would scout out and tell them where the Arapaho position was. So the Arapaho were down in the Boulder Creek area, out in the Front Range of Colorado, and then the Shoshone tracked them. The Cheyenne tracked them out and told them where they'd be. And then the U.S. Cavalry kind of had a couple battles. They figured out that all the braves, all the warriors, the way the Native Americans conducted warfare is that the men would separate off of the tribe. It was a battle between the men, and the women and children admittedly were like for the taking afterwards. And so like there's this mobile band of women and children, and the U.S. Cavalry seizes that band of Arapaho women and children, takes them up to Sand Creek, and murders all of them basically. About 200. Look, you gotta look up the Sand Creek massacre.
But you see what I'm saying though is just like, if we're supposed to be so civilized, we have to be above that, and that's I just always hate that argument of, well, they did it. It's like, okay, but if we're so civilized, shouldn't we be able to be better than that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so 675 men in the Colorado
Jesus
Cavalry
Christ.
under the command of John Shivington destroyed a village of Cheyenne and Arapaho people in the southeastern Colorado territory, killing and mutilating into 69 to 600 Native American people. Shivington, the commander, claimed that he killed 500 to 600 warriors. And later excavations revealed that 150 people were killed, 2/3 of which were women and children.
Jesus fucking Christ, what a piece of shit. What a fucking loser, dude. What a piece of shit. Man, we killed a bunch of these warriors. So many, like half of 1,000. It's just weeping children because for some
they go
reason,
back to they went back to the mass grave, and it's like, yeah, you just killed a fucking bunch of children. And
I'm sure like even back then there was like fucking articles were like because the cavalry wasn't really respected as that much. The U.S. military was not respected that much back then. During the times when the cavalry was like a thing.
This is 1864, so this is concurrent with the Civil War.
Yeah. Well, the Western conflicts out there were a little bit more weird or more nuanced than what we kind of see the Civil War as. Where like the Confederates hired natives. I think the North hired some natives as well, and they're also
both sides.
Both are fighting natives as well and all that kind of stuff. But like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude! What a fucking loser. Like,
yeah, no, Shivington was a piece of shit.
That and also the cavalry, just a lot of them were seen as fucking cowards and like vagabonds and like criminals who just want to get out of jail or
no, honestly, between the Revolutionary War and World War One, basically, the army was a volunteer force, but it was a volunteer force composed of basically prisoners and criminals and
criminals, immigrants,
people who can get a job doing anything else.
Yeah, I mean, not to be said there wasn't like good people in the sense of like people who are actually competent and not fucking psychopaths. Because I mean, you have West Point guys who are usually like good officers outside of Custer, who's a fucking retard and deserved everything he got. I hope he got scalped by a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, Custer killed so many of his own men in that fucking action.
Yeah, I mean that battle's been overanalyzed though at this point, where like you can't watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, but here's the deal: like I live,
like they know better.
I live out west. Like I know a fair amount of Native Americans who like their grandparents and their great grandparents are the people who participate in this action because like there's you got a tribe of 3,000 or 4,000 people. Like literally, it is a direct one-to-one generational exchange where it's like, oh, Like no, like we direct everybody who's here right now participated in all of this stuff. Their ancestors did, right?
Yeah.
So no, look up the Sand Creek Massacre for the folks who are interested. That is one of the less I to me growing up in Colorado and being interested in Native American history, Sand Creek Massacre is one of my things that I've always looked up or like had in my mind. Um, there's Wounded Knee right across the border in South Dakota, right? Um,
That's got to be like kind of like a solemn kind of place to go to, though,
um, I actually have not been to the site personally.
huh?
That said, like my on my dad's side, it's you know it from the Dakotas and Lakotas and stuff, and so it's interesting to read the history, but like be so removed from it in a sense. Um,
Well, it's like 9/11 here in that sense, I guess, to some extent. For some people, that
well,
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
like I was a kid, like I was like 6 or 7 when 9/11 happened. Like I watched it on TV live,
Yeah.
and like I feel like I'm connected to it. Like maybe the adults have like this distinction where they are like, oh, we lived through the peace of the 70s and 80s where America didn't get attacked ever. And then suddenly Americans died on American soil. And like that would be a big shock, right?
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, as someone from New York, and then my father, being, with 9/11 and getting covered in the dust and talking about all these horror stories of like about someone who was like going through the bodies where they have like this conveyor belt where they had to go through like just fucking rubble and try to find body parts. And one guy, he told me a story where one guy found a finger and looked up at it and made sure like see if there's a wedding ring or anything on it or any way to distinguish a fingerprint if anything was left on it. Fucking Siegel takes it, which is a tad darkly comedic, but like just as like the like a weird like that could have been the answer to like somebody who is part of the many people who are missing there. It's just like knowing somebody who's was there in the dust and the ash of that, and then like hearing all the stories he has about it. It's like definitely gives a weird perspective where I was like 3, and for many months he was out over there dealing with all that. As far as I mean, everyone in New York City pretty much was that was working in any type of job, be it construction, police, EMT, fire department, any of that kind of shit. It's just a crazy perspective to have, obviously being directly involved. And I'm his son, so I, have to hear all these stories and kind of know there's that weight, and then he's affected with asthma from it and shit. It's like a very interesting perspective. I know now I'm ranting on a totally separate kind of way of talking about this, but there's a weird way to like know a major event in some way that's sort of personal but not personal at the same time. You know what I mean?
Well, it's I think there's this like small irony that I think actually I remember sitting in with like a Jewish congregation for the Day of Remembrance
Mhm,
for Palestine because
mhm,
there were some Palestinian Jews who got expelled
mhm,
and were living as refugees in America. And I went to this synagogue service with a friend at the time, and it was just bizarre. So for one thing, they had open up like this guy who's like, "Oh yeah, as an Israeli IDF soldier," and we'd be walking around, we'd be patrolling this stuff, and all the names are these like Arabic names, and I had to look it up and see what like the Arabic names for all these places meant, like that we're patrolling that are in Israel. It's like, why isn't it Hebrew names? And like we'd been raised from children to believe it was ours from birth,
Mhm.
mhm.
and like
Whoa, whoa,
what's
wait, 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 wait. Are you saying you're Jewish?
no, I
Okay.
went with a friend to a synagogue service.
Okay. I had to make sure. We can only have so many minorities on here of different variations.
This is true.
You're
So-
yeah, I'm
Jewish,
already one too many.
you're-
Like,
You're like a tall, white, handsome guy who looks like, you know, you sell that fucking soap on Instagram. What's it
Pine
called?
tar
What's that?
soap or something?
what?
That fucking soap that fucking Thor, that fat Thor looking piece of shit tries to sell. The
squash soap?
Sasquatch, the Squatch
Yeah.
soap that turned into fucking
Mm.
like that weird men advertising that only retards accept.
I
No
just
offense to everyone's using Squatch soap.
let me finish my
fucking
thought
gay.
here on
Yeah,
like
sorry, I had to get there.
in America, like you'll have these like place names for all these Native American tribes or people or etc. And like maybe it's a like even split out northeast.
Oh,
Or
there's. I mean, the state of Massachusetts is definitely not an English name. I'll tell you that much.
sure, but like Boston, the town.
Yeah, I mean,
and
there's
then,
certain town names, but if you get like deep around the towns in any of those areas, a lot of them do have a reference to some type of Native American language. That, in some cases, basically dead, or might as well be dead in the context of languages as far as
yeah,
scale
sure.
goes.
So, but I will say like percentage wise, and I just had to look this up. In Wyoming, it's about 3%, just under 3% of the population is Native American here.
Mhm.
And let me look up just for shits and giggles is New York demographics.
But yeah, because New York has a decent amount of reservations. I know there's one out in Long Island near the Finger Lakes. There's like a handful, and then near Buffalo, I think there's like one or two. And New Jersey also, I think, has a decent amount as well. 'Cause I know they have a lot of towns or cities
I don't even
named
think.
after them.
Oh yeah, here we go. American Indian, which is the census category they count, is 0.2%.
I get, but here's the thing too: is you got to factor in how big the population is here. So that I feel like that kind of maybe skews the number. But how many is
Okay.
0.2% though? I'm just curious. I'm not saying
Sorry,
like
okay,
you know.
this is data by births. 360 births.
That
Um,
that sounds like literally like wait, there's births? No, we need one of like people who are like not
no,
just
no,
born.
yeah,
I mean,
I
like-
need racial data.
you need like census shit.
Yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with this?
I mean, there should be just put in, you know, like 2020 census of Native Americans in New York.
I'm
You know, that
I
might
I think
get you where you
we've
need.
got something here. Native American is 0.3%.
So something about right
Um,
in a way. How many is
so
that though? Like numbers wise, does it give you like a number, or can you do
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
weird math?
What's the
Fucking
total
astronaut.
population is 19 million.
Okay,
So let's good. Let's do a little quick calculation.
there you go.
If it's
There you go, NASA.
19 million 6,151. Okay. Or yeah, oh, that's off by a digit. Okay, 196777151 times 0.3. Okay, I still feel like I'm typing this in wrong. So 19 million people.
Just do a solid 19.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I'm sure it skews it a bit, but you can round it off. You can round. Can you round it up one more time?
0.3 is so 0.3 of a percent is 0.003. Okay, so that's still sizable. It's 57,000
Okay, I mean that's
Native
still
Americans.
low, but then again, you got to, you know, New York City has 8 million fucking people in it.
Yeah.
Definitely makes it
So
seem smaller in a sense.
so yeah, 60,000 people being, full Native American in the whole state is a lot of people to be Native American. As a
And I'm sure
percentage,
none of them are in New York City, hopefully.
as a percentage though, think about like in my area, 3 in 100 people are full-blooded Native American. So like, it's not unheard of to just meet them in a certain area. Whereas I think in like New York, especially New York City,
With New York City, you're not. I
In-
really doubt you ever will.
Yeah, well,
you're gonna go to the reservations that have the casinos, and that's about as close as you're probably gonna get.
well, even like Rochester, Buffalo, or Albany or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm
but then you
sure
have to
you
live in
like.
Albany, which who the fuck wants to do that?
I didn't. That's why I left.
I always thought your ass was in Buffalo for some reason.
No.
And I mean, it should all be Iroquois and Algonquin stuff, but
Well, they
Algonquin? I
lost.
thought it was Algonquin.
It's Algonquin, but they lost. So,
Algonquin.
yeah,
Algonquin. That's how I was taught
Okay.
to pronounce it.
they lost. It doesn't matter what they think, what they want.
Was that the Five Nations tribe, or whatever, that was really interesting, where it's like a democracy type
Seneca
thing?
and Cayuga and
They taught us that in like elementary school.
Yeah. The Iroquois.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think that was really a really interesting system that actually I'm very glad it was in the education system. Because it's actually really cool that 'cause you don't really learn a lot about how the governments or systems of like Native American groups worked. And it makes sense to learn about it in New York or even New Jersey to some extent, because it's pretty relevant to the history of the area. Gabagool.
Gabagool.
Yeah, you would think liberals would finally go against immigration because it is encouraging foreigners to live on
native
Native
lands.
American land.
However,
that's politically too confusing, I think, for anybody to actually discuss in a serious manner that doesn't involve literally just removing every person from America and or doing some other crazy shit that would just feasibly is just not going to fucking happen. There's certain things like maybe they should have their land back, but like all of it, this is not going to happen.
We need 50 state secession, and then within those states, all of the reservations can secede themselves too.
Yeah.
Like you got reservations like the Four Corners, or which is like larger than Switzerland. You've got the Flathead Reservation for the Salish and Kootenai, is larger than the nation of Belgium. You know, and could easily have a great economy and stuff like that. I think we need secession, full devolution. This is what Ben Shapiro won't tell you.
Well, Ben Shapiro should probably kill himself, on a quick side note.
Oh.
What is he going to do? Give me facts and logic why his wife doesn't get satisfied by him?
Just satisfy his wife for him.
I
literally
doesn't know how to justify his wife's pussy, okay?
I don't know what his wife looks like.
Doesn't matter.
That being said, though, Ben Shapiro is
his sister's hot.
Actually, he's a twunk. I'm gonna ignore that comment because we're focusing on Ben and his wife, who I'm going to fuck, I guess, and maybe Ben too. Who knows? I would ruin Ben too. Shapiro.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make that.
Okay, yeah, I was a little tripped.
I realized my statement that there's two Jewish Bens here, so I had to,
Benjamin.
Oh my god.
His brother David.
We're doing like a weird New Zealand bit. What the fuck's going on?
All right, folks. I think
that's enough.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, that's what stops this. We actually had some actual conversations that weren't like very generic news, like headline grabs. And you're like, man, the possibility of fucking Ben Shapiro's wife. I cut it off.
No, that's fine. That's
Abby
totally
Shapiro,
fine.
though.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what she looks like. I know I've seen.
Look up Abby Shapiro.
I'm not going to. I know the Kazar Milkers meme, and that's like
Coward.
It's like a fog in my head.
Coward.
I remember the eyebrows being the same, which I respect. He has good eyebrows. She has probably good eyebrows, if I'm remembering right. But the fog in my head, and I'm not going to allow to fetishize political people and or their family members. I'm above that. I say in a questioning tone, but I'm going to be above that. I'm gonna at least go on my way to be above that. So the people who are like getting off the AOC, it's like, probably kill yourself.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
just
Like,
why are you
also
wasting your
don't
time
fantasize
watching
about
that one music
fantasize about your
video?
girlfriend or your wife or something, or your husband or
Absolutely.
boyfriend.
Actually, just stop watching porn in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only porn you should be receiving is from, your significant other or your polycule if you're going to hell, I guess. But at
No,
least
no
then it's not as
polycules. We're not.
well. No,
endorsing
obviously it gets
polycules.
polycule, but if you gotta, your polycule going, at least it's within the realm of all that weird consent shit
Oh,
going on
God.
over there. I don't know however that works.
Okay,
Seems
we need
too
to
much
sign out.
information.
This has gone on too long.
I think what we should do is probably give more nukes to Pakistan and India and see what happens.
We'll
Let's
do
give them a
that.
bunch of
Actually,
more fucking
I do
high
agree with
yield.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
let's see.
induce a nuclear winter, and
They're the only two countries that are
dangerous for
actually
bro.
making more nukes. By the way,
Sweet.
let's talk about that real quick.
Based and
Most
good
other
for them.
countries are just arming nukes. India and Pakistan are both just loading each other up with nukes. And Pakistan's a small fucking mountainous country. India's fucking huge. They can drop a bunch of nukes in like New Delhi and some fucking other places, but like, you look at all of India. Okay, Pakistan, you're not gonna win that. Your population
Well,
isn't big enough.
it's
And,
obvious that Pakistan is the defensive member in this arms race, right? So
I guess,
Pakistan Pakistan is military force and intelligence agencies are better. Just because India has a problem kind of akin to what the Japanese military had in World War II, which is when basically the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, etc., all have this kind of thing where they kind of want to one-up each other and kind of not help out the other branches. Which will mean that if India can fix that, they'll be fucking rock solid because the U.S. should probably start investing in them. If they don't, I know they probably have to join task force shit every
when
once in
are
a
they
while.
gonna? Okay, we talk a lot about genetic and different data
No,
related to
no.
India.
I don't want to hear this no more.
They're not going to be a
This-
superpower anytime soon.
No, my favorite is
Um,
that fucking. You remember that video of them with the
There's
sticks and all
such a
fighting each other on the
huge
border?
brain drain in
Oh, well,
India.
that's true. But I mean, there's
Yeah.
still is a lot of smart people who do stay there, but they usually are very high up in whatever. It's a lot of them do leave the country, which is a shame for the country there and the population and for the betterment of said country. I just also want to quickly touch on because now I'm thinking about that one post where a bunch of fucking retards started fucking driveling over being racist for no reason. Actually, for some reason, but not a good reason. Whereas India and China, they have this border up in the mountains. There's that video where they all beat each other with sticks. And everyone's like, they're so fucking stupid. It's like because they have a treaty where none of them have guns. Because they want to avoid anyone dying from a gunshot on a border that might cause a war. And I think it's actually like a really
completely
smart way to handle a fucking border issue. It's just like every once in a while they'll just beat the shit out of each other with some sticks, call it a day. This sounds like a great idea. I think that should be done more for countries that hate each other.
Are you encouraging two nuclear armed powers to fucking have a gunfight?
Why not?
Because I want to not have to fucking, find Twinkies in a fucking basement of some fat fucking retard who thought that having canned food was the only way to survive in his Stonehenge fucking building. That sucks. That sounds awful. Gasoline only lasts like 6 to 8 months with fuel additives. Electric cars are going to be important in the apocalypse. You know how fucking awful that sounds?
You know how much that would suck? I can't drive a pick-em-up truck in 20 years in the apocalypse. Can't do it. I gotta drive a fucking Tesla? No, fuck that. I'm not doing no apocalypse. Fuck that shit.
So on that note,
Yeah, I was gonna say on that note,
I think we should take this episode and shoot it. But it was
Hopefully
actually
we
pretty
get-
good.
we've been
Hopefully
here
that
for
gets
like an
deleted.
hour and a half.
Yeah,
Hell
I hope
yeah.
this episode gets deleted for
All right.
the music anyways. So
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I guess we talked about gas stoves, but yeah, whatever.
I went on a whole rant about sustainable energy and
True.
yeah, no,
being
you actually discussed
off-grid.
it. I added
All right.
nothing to the conversation
That's
as
fine.
usual. So
No,
well
that's
set, huh?
okay. It's a pretty
That's
normal
exactly how it
episode. So,
works.
ladies and gentlemen, I once again thank you for joining us for I don't even know what we talked about. And as always, taxation is theft.